Welcome to an all-new year of tremendous, stupendous, and magnificent episodes on the couch. So I was thinking about what my first episode of the year 2017 should be, and I started thinking about Pluto for some reason, and how disappointed I was that it turned out to just be a dwarf planet, because for a long time it was actually considered to be one of the 9 planets, for all of you kids that are just entering elementary school and learning about that. And, you know, I'd always felt sorry for Pluto. Here it was, thinking it was this big grand planet, number 9, and then the scientists come over and be like, no, we're demoting you, you're a dwarf planet now. But I thought about it, and you know what, a lot of times this is how it happens. Scientists state a fact, and we're just supposed to accept it. But sometimes scientists get it wrong, and that's what this episode is going to be about, the 5 most satisfactory times that science made mistakes. So, for years it was a common wives' tale that if you go out in the cold, you will catch a cold. It was something that I was taught growing up. And for a long time, scientists were like, no, this isn't the case. The real reason why you catch colds during the winter time is because you're around a whole lot of people and you're spreading germs. But here recently, they have discovered that rhinoviruses actually thrive in colder temperatures. And they also looked at mice naval passages and realized that interferons don't work as well in colder temperatures. So, scientists shouldn't have doubted the old wives, because, as we all know, women are always right. That is something that I have discovered in my life. And it's true. Women are always right. Always. So it's easy to see why kids love dinosaurs so much. They're pretty awesome. They're like these huge monsters, these dragons that existed millions of years ago. But they've made some pretty disappointing discoveries about dinosaurs here recently. It's actually been proven that dinosaurs were covered in feathers, which means the T-Rex was more like a giant chicken. And also, they discovered that it's very unlikely we'll be able to clone a dinosaur, at least anytime here soon. But if you're looking for the dinosaurs from movies rather than the dinosaurs from science, movies did manage to predict something that scientists couldn't have even dreamed. Originally, it was believed that velociraptors were only about the size of a medium-sized dog, and it is true that many of them are this size. But the ones from the movie turned out to exist too. It was unearthed this dromaeosaur that was about the size of the velociraptors from Jurassic Park. So the movies were able to predict something that even scientists couldn't have guessed. And I also would like to state that I'm hoping that it's discovered that pterodactyls could actually fly, like in the movies. There's a little bit of a debate about this with scientists, and they might have been just gliding animals. Hopefully they could fly. So this is one that I grew up learning about. When I was a kid, I'd be looking through pictures of pandas, and I'd be like, oh, look at the cute panda bear. And my teacher would come up and be like, no! That is not a bear. Those are actually raccoons. And it always bugged me because it's like, you know, they don't look like raccoons. And it turns out I was right. They did a little test of their DNA and they found out that pandas are more closely related to bears than they are to raccoons, even though they're herbivores. So I can kind of go back and tell off my teacher about it, be like, come in Mrs. Scottfield, and be like, hey, I was right after all. The panda isn't a raccoon, it's a bear. I'll be wearing this hat too. I don't think that will go down very well. One of the funnest mysteries growing up as a kid is whether a tomato is a vegetable or a fruit. I mean, it's growing from the ground, but it has seeds. And there have been some groups of scientists that have said, this is a fruit, this is a vegetable, it's been officially classified. U.S. Congress has said that it's a fruit. And in actuality, it's still a mystery. You don't have to be disappointed about this one. Scientists still really can't decide whether it's a fruit or a vegetable, and it's probably going to remain a mystery for a very long time. So, again, scientists are wrong. We don't know. We just don't know. Okay, so for number one, I decided to go with a big discovery, and there's been a lot of big things that scientists have been wrong about. The idea that mankind couldn't fly, that we couldn't land on the moon. But my personal favorite is Dolly the sheep. Now, originally, it was believed that scientists could not clone an adult mammal. I mean, cloning had been done with animals before this, with frogs and stuff, but an adult mammal seemed too complex. That was until scientists in Edinburgh, Scotland, created Dolly the sheep. And I have to say that just before this, a bunch of experts had come together and said it's impossible to do this. So it was pretty funny that Dolly the sheep was ever created. And as a little bonus fun fact, did you all know that Dolly the sheep was named after Dolly Parton's boobs? It has something to do with mammary glands. It's kind of just this weird thing that our first cloned sheep is named after boobs. And that, my friends, is why you should never trust scientists, because, I mean, they don't know what they're talking about. They actually thought a panda was a raccoon. I mean, even a simpleton can tell it's a bear. You know what, I want to say something else. A lot of you scientists are thinking that Tyrannosaurus rexes are vegetarians, and I just want to say, I think you're wrong about that one, too. I mean, they're these giant lizards with sharp teeth, and I'm pretty sure sharp teeth are meant for eating meat. They're not going to be pecking at watermelons or anything like that.